everybody, it's Lucas. Today we're going to talk about how to get started on your first short-term rental. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, nor is it legal advice. So please do your own due diligence when getting started. Hit that subscribe button, that bell for notifications, like, comment, and share the channel to anyone that you think might be interested in coming and joining us. Before we get started, I am going to be doing a giveaway in the middle of the video, so make sure you stay tuned. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please drop that down below, and I'll definitely get to it as soon as I can. A short-term rental investment is very similar to all the other real estate investments. You need to market a location. You need to find the funds to fund the deal. You got to find the deal, and then you got to manage the deal. Make sure it is bringing that cash flow or equity in the property that you're looking for it to be a successful investment. And before we move on to the list, I just want to tell you how I got started with real estate investing. I was always a long-term and hold type of real estate investor. I would buy the home, renovate it, rent it, refinance it, and hold it to build equity over time. This is a traditional way of real estate investing. It's a great way, and I will be posting a video on how to get started on that. Getting back to the short-term rentals. Besides the fact that I love to travel and I love to stay at Airbnbs when I travel, another reason why I decided to go with short-term rentals is because of the diversification it gives you. The last year and a half was very uncertain, and no one knew where investing would go and what to take next. But having a little diversification in your portfolio, what I mean by that is you're not targeting a person that's going to be renting the home for a year, 2, 5 years. You're targeting a person who's going to stay there for a few nights, maybe a couple weeks and a month. And now with all the travel restrictions and everything going on, this has been very popular, especially in my market. That's why it's always a good place to start off with your market. The market is the location or where you want to start your first short-term rental. There's a lot of things to consider when you're going to be searching for that first home. You're going to need to consider the amenities that are around, whether that's a lake, the mountains, the rivers, or there's like a water park, or in a big city. These are all things to take into consideration to make sure that your home is going to be rented out, to make sure that you get a good rate of return on your investment. In addition, there's many styles to homes. So you want to make sure you get something that's going to catch the eye and be marketable. The more marketable your home is, the more chances are it's going to get rented for a higher price. And at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. You also need to take into consideration the price of the homes compared to the price per night of a home in a short-term rental in that area. Maybe it's not even worth it to get started in that area because there's no room for income. An example of the market, I'm from New York, more specifically from Long Island, and there's many markets around me. You have out east in Long Island where you have the beaches and you have the wineries, and then you have the mountains when you go upstate, Hunter, Wyndham, Poconos, PA. I love these markets because they're 4 seasons. Once you find the ideal market, you need to make sure you have the appropriate funds for that market. Whether you're going to be paying cash and you have that bank statement with you ready to go, or you're going to be getting a mortgage. Make sure you have that pre-approval and you talk to your brokerage or bank beforehand. Or if you're going to be going in partnership with a friend or a business partner, make sure you have that business plan set in stone so everything could go smoothly after that. You don't want to be going to your seller without a plan or without the funds. You want to go to the seller, especially in this market because it's very competitive, with your proper paperwork, whether that's that bank statement, whether that's that pre-approval, so your seller takes you seriously and your offer is the most attractive offer on the table, so you could close in on that deal. Before we move on to the third step, which is finding the deal and making it happen, I just want to take this time to thank you guys for watching and staying tuned. And I want to take the moment to introduce our giveaway to you guys. So one of our viewers is going to have a chance to win a free night at the Black Cabin, which is located in Pennsylvania in the Poconos Bushkills area. It's a 4 seasons short-term rental, so you'll be able to stay there any day throughout the year. If you get chosen as one of the winners, you will be able to choose a free night there based off availability, of course. And all you need to do is follow me at lucas.kovnatsky on Instagram. You have to follow at Realtor Justina. And at Fortezza Estate. I'll be posting all the links in the bio so you make sure you have access to that. And once you follow all 3 of us on Instagram, make sure you hit that subscribe button on this channel and in the comments write that you're done. Then we will choose within a week the winner and we'll definitely reach out to you so we could schedule that free night for you. In addition to that, we have some cool things in that area. So if you will be out there while we will, I will show you some cool things on potential properties that we are actually in the process, depending on the time you stay, whether we will be renovating them or getting the furniture set up. So I think it'll be a cool experience also to learn how the short-term market works. I want to introduce you guys to my favorite t-shirt. It's the Cuts t-shirt. They're great for any event, whether you're going out with your friends, on a date with your partner, or any professional event. I use it for all my closings and when I'm going to an open house or showing a house. It's a great t-shirt to throw on, very comfortable, breathable, and very soft. The fit is great, so I can just throw on a blazer over it, and not only am I feeling good, I'm looking good. So I always recommend it. The link is in the bio, and you will get a little discount on it by using my link. So don't forget to use the link. They come in this great packaging. If you haven't seen it around, that's the name and the logo. Very simplistic, very cool. They come in different shapes. So they have the curved bottom, which is one of my favorites. And you can never go wrong with as many white tees and black tees as you can get. Again, the instructions and links to the giveaway will all be in the description below, as well as to the link to the Cuts t-shirt. So make sure you check those things out before you head out. Let's move on to step number 3, which is finding the deal. In today's market, step number 3 is probably the hardest of the 4 because the market is very competitive. There's a saturation of buyers, not enough sellers. The uncertainty in the market is causing a lot of bidding wars and overbidding. There are many ways where you can find a deal. One of the ways is having a local real estate agent help you out looking for a certain criteria. This is very beneficial because they know the area. They know people that are going to be selling. They know the town, whether they allow short-term rentals or not. And that is very important in making sure that you could actually make an income from the short-term rentals. Because if you purchase a home and then you find out that short-term rentals are not acceptable in that area, you're not going to be very happy. So make sure you do your due diligence and find out the laws in the area before you put an offer on a home. And a real estate agent in that area will definitely help you with that. The second thing you can do is look for homes yourself, whether you're using Zillow, Realtor, or Redfin. These are all options that you could use to look for a home actively. Set up a notification on those apps that if something new comes on the market, you get notified right away. So you can go there and be the first one to check that property out. The third way is door knocking or cold calling. The real estate agents do this every day to get their leads. Why not be a step ahead of them and get them before they do? This will give you a direct contact with possibly the owner, and you could get a sale by owner. And there's a lot of benefits to this because you could get a good deal before the house hits the market, and the seller could save on all the real estate costs, allowing you to get a better deal on the home. The fourth thing is, if you're traveling and you're staying at an Airbnb that you love, I'm sure other guests loved it as well. So why not ask the owner if they're selling? You'll be getting into an established Airbnb that's most likely already profitable. This is a great way to get started, especially if you're new to the short-term rental market. This is the one way that I bought a house, and I love it. You're going into already a turnkey investment. I definitely recommend it to anybody starting off with a short-term rental market. Before we move on to management, make sure you do your research on the income and expenses for your home. You have to take into consideration the size of your home and the area where your home is. Some areas will require more heat, some areas will require short-term rental fees, as well as HOA fees and other additional fees. So make sure you get that all figured out before you go ahead and put that offer. So you make sure that after all your expenses are cleared, there's still room for profit. At the end of the day, you're investing to make some money. So make sure you get that all taken care of beforehand. A rule of thumb that I use, but may vary depending on the size of the house and the market that you're in, is to at least have all your expenses paid by your weekend nights, your basic rate weekend nights. Meaning any increase in price due to seasonal pricing increase or holiday pricing increase, and any extra weekday that is booked will be all profit. So that gives you a lot of room for extra profit and a good basis to have all your expenses covered. Because if you market and manage properly, you should at least be able to rent out all your weekends. Let's go on to the last step, which is management. This is a step that you could always delegate to someone. And the rates go from 10% all the way to 35%, depending on what you would like the management company to do. If you're close in the area, I always recommend taking care of your own property and get self-involved in it. This is a great way to make sure you're on top of everything and learn the market and adjust to everything accordingly. What does management entail? Management entails everything from the initial contact with your guest to them checking out and everything in between. Also make sure that you always follow up with your guests to see if there's any improvements or recommendations that you could do to your short-term rental to provide a better experience. Make sure that you always follow up to get that review. Reviews are very important in the business of short-term rentals because that's what's gonna provide the next guest to book you instead of your competition. Some of the things that you will need to do is make sure you have a proper cleaning crew that is properly equipped to make sure that your home is properly clean, especially during the times of the pandemic. Make sure you provide the proper amenities for your guests so they have a pleasant experience throughout their stay. In addition, make sure to establish great communication with your guests and maintain that communication throughout their stay, all the way till they check out. And then after that, make sure you follow up to make sure they had a pleasant experience at your Airbnb. Make sure you document your income and expenses. That way you could analyze quarterly, monthly, semi-annually, and annually to see where you are with your numbers. So you could always tweak some things in between to make sure that you are profitable at your short-term rental. So that'll be it for the video. Again, this is just some basics. I will go into depth with each step further with separate videos. So make sure you subscribe. Again, like the video if you liked it. Send me some comments and I'll get back to you. And let me know what you want to see next. This is something that I'm very passionate about, and I definitely want to share my experience with you guys, and hopefully I can help somebody out there.